Okay guys, I finished playing through 2.4 story and this is my full non-spoiler review of what I think of the quest, of the region, of the characters, etc, etc. So let's get right into it. First things first about the actual region itself. Septimont is massive. I'm not sure if it's bigger or smaller than 2.0 Renacita, but it doesn't matter. It is vast. Kuro said that they're going to drop substantial updates every 6 months, and just like Lolo Logistics, they promise, they deliver. I love that they still had all the quality of life exploration features that they had from Renacita 2. I mean, of course, that makes sense. I just really wish that they would bring those quality of life to Huanglong as well. I'm still waiting for that to happen. Maybe I'll continue waiting for forever, really. But still, though, I'm really looking forward to exploring every nook and cranny of this map. And as for the story itself, the story wasn't too long. It took about 2.5 hours or 3 hours to do the entire thing. No skipping, of course, which I think that is like the perfect balance to give a story to players for each patch. 2 or 3 hours is just like the nice sweet spot, in my opinion. Any substantial length longer than that, it starts to feel like it's dragging a little bit more. Anything shorter, it doesn't feel like you're getting enough. So 3 hours, 3.5 hours seems like a really good sweet spot. So I'm glad that they're aiming for that particular length. In saying that though, there were some sections in this quest that I felt could have been cut, just a few minutes here, a few dialogues there, but I appreciated the quest nonetheless. The quest was fun and interesting, and I especially like that Lupa was the main focus of this first half.
Not bad!
Like, she was the center of attention for quite a lot of it, if not all of it, really. I mean, of course, we had some sections where we go to another character's point of view for some things there, and I'm going to talk about that later on as well. But I really appreciated that. Yes, I know that Rover is supposed to be the main character. They're supposed to be our character to this world. But I really like that when we go to this area, not everything is being thrown at him. We have another character which makes sense that she would be the center of attention. She's like the celebrated gladiator of the Septimont region. And I really like that even though Rover was given some praise for their performance, most of the praise was showered on Lupa, as like I said, she is the gladiatorial celebrity of this region, so that makes complete sense. And as much as I like the praise being showered on our two main characters, I also appreciated the cynicism from some of the members of the crowd too, and this cynicism was strictly for Lupa as well. I'm not going to say why or how, again, I'm trying to not get into spoilers in this one, but I appreciated that even though there were a lot of people praising Lupa, there were also an equal amount, or I don't know, maybe a vocal minority of people that were also voicing their cynicism and their disapproval of Lupa as well. It was refreshing to hear for me because it made the people of Septimont feel a lot more real. They weren't a monolith. They weren't all just one note, all having the same opinion of anything. There was a variety of opinions in there, and I really liked that as well. Another thing I really liked was the Aegon qualifiers. I might be misremembering, but I think this is the thing that they're going to implement later on for the new game mode, the auto battler type thing. But honestly, having this fight here where you got 2v2 with some echo supports in there, I feel like if they make a few tweaks here and there, they could make this into a pretty compelling and really fun to play PvP mode. I know PvP isn't for everyone. I get it. Again, maybe there's no real stakes to this. Maybe you can just get a few rewards, a few echo tubes. Or I don't know. I don't know what they would do or how they would incentivize that. But regardless, I think that they could implement a pretty fun PvP mode into this game. And like I said, I know that not everyone likes PvP. Again, if it's not for you, don't play it. I'm just saying for those that would enjoy more of a challenge than just the holograms, then this could be a way to do that, you know? Stepping back to the world of Septimont, I really like that around this map they had these winged helmets of Hermes. I mean, when I saw that, I thought, yeah, obviously that makes complete sense. Like, instead of having the cat's paws from the Somnoir Labyrinth, that sort of thing, I mean, they could have done that as well. They could have done that. That would have been fine too. But they changed it up to have these winged helmets for Hermes. And for those of you that don't know, Hermes, or otherwise known as Mercury in the Roman law, mythology should I say, he's the messenger god for the rest of the gods. He's like the herald of the gods, and he's well known for being incredibly quick, darting around the world. So that was a really nice touch, I thought. Another thing that they dropped into the world, which I think it cuts both ways. I really like this thing that they implemented, but they could have done more with it, is that they had the Leonidas Hotel. And when I saw that, I'm thinking, oh, cool, Leonidas, because I really like the character of Leonidas. Like, even before the whole 300 movie, before I got into Japanese mythology and becoming an absolute Japanese weeb, I was really into Greek mythology as well. I think I watched Disney's Hercules no less than 200, or to use this example, 300 times. And yeah, I know that isn't the best example of actual Greek mythology. I know, but at the time when I was a kid, I think I was like 9 or something. I really, really love that movie, and it sparked a curiosity for Greek mythology in me. And my point being is I really like the icon of Leonidas. He's not a character, he actually existed, but even since then he's become an icon as well. He's become a character in popular culture. And they have all this Greek and Spartan imagery throughout all of Septimont, but they don't have a Leonidas-like character, like a playable one in the game. Maybe there will be one in the future, I don't know, but if they're using the name but not having an actual Leonidas character in there, I don't know. That's just a missed opportunity to me anyway. Like, I could really see someone having a spear like Lupa, but also having a shield, and maybe they could be a gauntlet user as well. Again, we've got Zanny there, but I can see them like having some kind of combat animations, and I really want one of their either their heavy attack or maybe the final attack in their basic attack to be a Spartan kick as well.
This is Sparta!
That would have gone so hard. But again, I'm kind of digressing from the actual thing. That was just something I noticed that I wish they could have like explored more on. Like, I really do hope they introduce a Leonidas-like character, but if they do, I really hope they are not relegated to just NPC status. On the topic of NPCs though, there is a great variety throughout the entirety of the world, both named and unnamed. And when you're going through the story, there were plenty of creepy visuals that I did not expect to come up in this story, but either way, I really liked the way that they showed certain things. Again, I'm trying not to get into spoilers at all. I expected this story to be like epic and such, but like having this creepy vibe in there as well, I really enjoyed that. And I also enjoyed the mystery that was being set up between certain characters as well. There was also something happening where there are two different stories happening simultaneously. I don't know what that means or like how it can play out. Maybe there's something to do with like some kind of time thing going on. I don't know, it's not been explained. But again, that's another mystery that I'm looking forward to have being explained and exploring that later on in the second half of this update. There was also another mystery being set up about how a particular family seems to be able to control part of or aspects of the dark tide. So that's also really interesting. I think that's setting that up again for the second half too. And then there's the finale cutscene as well, which was great. Again, with some interesting creepy imagery in there, mixing in a bit of 2D animation too, which I thought was really cool. I'm trying to talk more about the story, but without going into spoilers, and I'm not really good at doing that, so I'm just gonna like leave the story part there. I'm gonna move on to the music now, and the music is very good. They use a variety of different instruments to give an even more like Mediterranean feel, and it sounds really lively, and there are like several standout tracks that sound like they could be played on the radio too. So again, you know, like with in 2.0 with the Lorelei flight sequence and the special song that it had there, they had a couple more of those in 2.4 too. So I'm really impressed with the level of well, should I say, I'm really impressed with how much they've stepping up their music game, because that has been something that people have been getting on them since 1.0, and myself included as well. So I'm really glad that they're really putting interest and putting focus, should I say, on the music there. I especially liked some callbacks too. There was this one background track which sounded like the theme for the Somme Noir Labyrinth. When I was playing through the story, when I was going through certain areas, and I was listening to that, and I was thinking, wait, I've heard this before. And then I had to like go back, I was like, yeah, I did. And so I really like that callback. I haven't listened to all of the music that's in 2.4 yet, so I'm guessing there could be more like that for me to find. But yeah, that really stood out, and I really liked that too. It was really good. Another thing that was really good was the vocal performances for the characters. I mean, we've heard fantastic performances from Cartier and Fleur-de-Lis, and also from Cantarella as well, who makes a brief cameo in this story. Again, not really a spoiler at all. It's like literally right at the very beginning. There's no spoilers there. And yeah, with Fleur-de-Lis and Cartier, who's more in this story, we've heard their performance throughout all the languages, and they've been great throughout all languages, like Chinese, Korean, Japanese, and especially English as well. So we all knew what to expect from her. But for Lupa, I heard people say that they didn't like the way that she sounded in the trailer, the 2.4 trailer, the English version, should I say, specifically. But I disagree. Kaja-chan, or Kaja-chan, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce her name correctly. She delivered a fantastic performance filled with energy and a sense of justified bravado befitting a seasoned and celebrated gladiator, but could also hit some of the more somber and quieter moments too. Hearing her being excited about getting her favorite food and drink, but then being disappointed when she's being told that they were sold out, it sounded really, really authentic. It didn't sound like a line read at all. It actually sounded like a character being genuinely upset and disappointed. Also, she had some of the funniest lines I've heard in one of these games in a long time.
Luca, how did we win?
We defeated our opponents?
I don't know, I really love Lupa. She's a fantastic character. And then there's also Augusta as well, who has a thick, and I mean thick, triple C thick, Mediterranean accent. Like, she was giving Zani a run for her money. And then there's Yuno as well, who also has a classy accent as well, befitting her role as the priestess for this region. Side note, both of the models for these characters, Augusta and Yuno, look much better in-game than their drip marketing. Usually it's the other way around, where the drip marketing looks great and then the in-game models aren't as good, but I don't know, they look fantastic in-game. Also, a shout out to Bu Ling, who made her debut.
I'm a traveling Taoist from Mengzhou. Just call me Bu Ling.
She wasn't in the story for long, but she certainly left an impression. She mentions she's from Mengzhou in Huanglong and that she shares the same teacher as Jian Xin. She doesn't say exactly who that teacher is. I'm guessing it could be Chu Yuang, but we don't know. Regardless, having her in-game gave me hope that we will be going back to the Huanglong region sometime soon to hopefully, again, catch up with the old cast. I know a lot of people that are ragged on 1.x and said that they hope that we never return. I disagree, but beside that, I'm interested to see what Kuro will do with the Huanglong region when we go back, like taking all this quality, all the wins that they've had in the past, well, since 2.0 really, and bringing that back to Huanglong to revitalize the entire region. Maybe that can shift some people's opinions on that area. And again, like I said before, please bring back the exploration quality of life from Rincita. Please bring that with you to Huanglong and like make it applicable to all areas. I've got some areas I still have like 95 or like 80%, and it's really annoying me. I feel like I've searched through the entirety of that map. Clearly, apparently not, but the thing is, I don't know where I've looked, and I don't have the patience to go through everything again. I've tried. I've followed some online maps to try and get everything. It's really, really frustrating at this point. A bit of a nitpick for the voice acting though, specifically for the English side of things, because that's how I played it this time around in English. While everyone put in a fantastic performance for their voice acting, I found it kind of jarring how everyone in Septimont has this like really thick British accent.
Half human, half lion creature wearing armor and swinging a pole axe. That's gotta be the guardian echo of Septimont. Our lioness of glory, Arsinosa.
I had hoped that they would lean into the more Mediterranean accents, maybe get some like Spanish, French, Italian, Greek, Egyptian, I don't know, get like a more variety of accents in there, but like everyone sounded they were from like the south of London or something like that. I don't know. What made it even more jarring is that you've got Augusta, who has a thick Mediterranean accent.
Just as we fight alongside echoes, the glory of Septimont is upheld by heroes.
And then literally no one else has an accent even remotely close to how she sounds. Maybe it'll be explored later as to why she sounds so much different compared to everyone else, but for the time being, it just really, really stood out. Also, another thing on that accent as well, while I really, really enjoyed it, like I just said, I could never really tell what accent it was. Like, I'm assuming it's Greek, but honestly, some of the lines sounded kind of Scottish.
I know your family once stood as the cornerstone of this city.
I don't know. And for Bu Ling, like, again, fantastic character, but what exactly is her accent? I had no idea.
Exorcism, talisman divination, fortune telling, you name it, I bling it. So, you wanna try your luck, fa?
That being said, though, I have a terrible ear for accents, so don't take this with any degree of credibility of like, I know or I don't know. Just playing it, I wasn't sure how I felt about Bu Ling's accent, and also, like, I enjoyed Augusta's accent. Just some parts were really, I couldn't tell if it was like, was it Greek or Scottish? There was one thing that I think they could have done a little bit better with. While I liked Yuno's performance, like, she sounded fantastic and her voice is great. I've got no problems with that. I couldn't help but feel that she sounded just a little bit too similar to Lupa. Like, not in the lines that she was delivering, just like the voice itself sounded a little too similar.
Stop your performance, Jester.
Not always, just like here and there. I would have liked her to have more of an accent as well to help her sound more distinct. But again, all the things I'm mentioning right now are nitpicks. They are tiny nitpicks in the voice acting and direction, but nothing that I would take away from this patch for. On the point of nitpicks though, there are also significant optimization issues. I'm glad I didn't try streaming this on my first playthrough because my GPU, I have an RTX 4060, was running at 100% throughout the entirety of the time I was playing this game. It was so bad I couldn't even really boot up OBS to take B-roll for this video. Massive shout out to Rubhen925 for always having quality, no commentary playthroughs. I don't know if this was a problem on the Kuro side of things or Nvidia's, but I just thought I'd mention that. I have heard things that people are saying that it's mainly Nvidia's fault, but again, point being, I had that issue while I was playing. Okay, Future Ruku here. There was actually a notice put out after I'd already edited and uploaded my video, so I had to take it down, put this part in there. Anyway, point is that it was announced on the JP side for Wuthering Waves, the official Wuthering Waves Discord server, that they're saying here that they've confirmed, well, they're saying they've confirmed that the problem, the optimization issues, is actually to do with the drivers from Nvidia. So that basically confirms what I had heard. I mean, I wasn't sure, that's why I said could be Kuro's side, could be Nvidia's side, we don't know. Right now, they're saying officially that it is on the side of Nvidia, so there's that. They're saying here that to fix the driver issues, you should roll back your drivers to the 572.83 version, and then that should be okay. And then they give some instructions on how to do that as well. But if you want to find that out, you can also just do a Google search and find out how to roll back your drivers to that particular version. But regardless, it doesn't really matter to this point of the video. I was just talking about my experience playing through 2.4. I did have those optimization issues. It wasn't really possible at all for me to record my playthrough on OBS, so that's why I don't really play my initial playthrough of these versions on OBS, because despite this particular problem being put on the side of Nvidia this time, I have always had issues on launch day of particular patches, so it's just like a par for the course for me. So yeah, I just wanted to put this into the video to give you guys the most up-to-date and accurate information that I can. Okay, back to whatever I recorded before. There was this one thing though that really did annoy me, and it was right near the beginning. It's nothing really like important to the story, like lore wise, so I don't think this is a spoiler. Again, right at the beginning as well, so, but even if you are squeamish about any kind of spoilers, because I know some people are, then just skip to whatever timestamp I have at the top corner there. There's a section where we take control of Karthia for a short time in order to destroy a structure by grappling hook, wall running, and sliding our way up these whatever they are to destroy these tubes with the night echo. And I say take control, but I'm using that term very loosely because I never touched my mouse or keyboard for the entirety of the time that we were in her point of view. I never touched a single thing. I didn't press a key, I didn't touch my mouse, and it played out exactly perfectly, no issues. I've mentioned this before, but everyone hates QuickTime events. And even more so, non-effective QuickTime events absolutely suck. This is well known throughout the gaming industry. Like, no one likes QuickTime events. I mean, in saying that though, Expedition 33 managed to implement them in a fun and innovative way that was really refreshing, but they're the exception, not the rule. I said this before in my what I don't like about Wuthering Waves video. Having QuickTime events that really don't have any effect on the game whatsoever is just boring. Let us fail. And I don't mean to make it so hard that only a slim minority of people can actually progress. Just for these type of events, at the bare minimum, just let us fail. Let us be the one to clear this section. If they'd like put more effort into this section here where we could actually control which lane we're gliding on, and we're actually the ones that if we don't hit that QuickTime event, then we fall to the bottom and we've got to do it all over again. That would have been a lot more fun. Like when we actually do reach to the top of that and get the tube, and then it gets more difficult and gets more progressively difficult, we do it all again and so on and so forth. That would feel so much better than whatever this is. I think I timed it 1 second. How long did it last? I just checked my recording. 5 minutes. 5 minutes of gameplay that isn't really gameplay. It's just the illusion of gameplay, and I don't like that. Like when I first saw us in the role of Karthia looking up and seeing that, I'm thinking, oh shit, this looks really fun. And then when I realized it was just QuickTime events that don't do anything, that sense of accomplishment just dissipated. Like I said before, let us fail. Just being given the win removes all sense of accomplishment. I don't like that personally. Again, like I said, that was 5 minutes of the story that I have a particular problem with. The rest of it was really, really good. So yeah, on the whole, I really enjoyed the first half of this 2.4 story. And while it's not perfect, I had my nitpicks, clearly, it was an enjoyable experience nonetheless. The characters were fun. They set up some mysteries as well that I'm really looking forward to finding out the answers to in the future. So they did their job well with that. Yeah, overall, I'm pretty positive. Again, there was that one thing that I didn't like, but besides that, because it's not that big of an issue, yeah, really, really good. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on the first half of the 2.4 story. What do you think? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you like this video and you want to see more, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because that greatly supports the channel. So until next time, I will see you in the next video. Peace.